Yes, we are talking about teaching self worth today. What is that self worth? According to the definitions, it is about me, the self, feeling good enough, feeling worthy enough for the love and belonging from others. I am worthy enough to receive the love, maybe from my parents, from my siblings, and I also feel like I belong to this place. That people accept me. Megha, can you please mute? Thank you. Um, so I feel like I belong to this place. The perfect example was my father. He had no hesitation, absolutely, to go himself, to go into anybody's house and make himself feel comfortable. He would just not worry about it. He had such a great that self-worth in that regard. Again, having self-worth, typically even being aware of it kind of spreads into all other areas of my life. It may not be so. We are very comfortable with certain group of people in certain situation, but the same person may not be in other situations, where they think that they don't belong for whatever reason. Now, how do I teach this? And does it really come from teaching? Is something that we need to ponder about. Now, some of the symptoms when we see a child, especially suffering from low self worth, is when they begin to avoid challenges. Anything new comes up, any competition comes up, any new friend they have to invite over, or they get invited and they have to go for a birthday party or something like that, they're hesitant. They may avoid challenges, and sometimes they may start not performing as well as they're capable of. Somewhere I see the child is capable of, but the child may not be performing. Then I say, you are not up to your own level. Forget about competing with others. That is where you will start seeing self worth being questioned. Right? The child is questioning themselves. They may bend backwards, they may go to overdo things to please others. Yes, yes, I'm here, I will do it. They may take more than that they can chew, so they can please everybody, so that other person accepts me. So somehow my self worth is proved. But those are all short lived. So you see, typically, people pleasing person, unknowingly we are pleasing in all situations. We never are comfortable saying no or drawing that boundary. You may also see some children being extremely shy, especially the little ones. You can observe when you visit somebody. Just see how the children in the house are dealt with. Recently I was at someone's house, and the two girls, obviously they are seeing me for the first time, and they go into hiding. They come, they look, they kind of try and feel their place. They don't feel very comfortable. So best thing these days is the cell phone. So they escape. Adults are busy with the guest, so adults will not bother as much either. Children are happy on their phones. They are shy. Of course, very little children, you cannot label it or decide that, okay, this is because of the self worth issue. But chances are there. Or it's stemming from a very young age. They're self conscious. Many children, they don't want to dress up, they don't want to be seen, they don't want to lead the game. They may be a different person when they are with their friends. They may be taking the lead and doing things, but when they come to, like, say, adult setup, where they perceive these adults as somebody I need to respect, or I need to listen to, they withdraw, they become shy. Somewhere their self worth is being challenged over there. And growing up, if such situation continues in the family, in the school setup, as they grow older and naturally in alignment with their child development milestones, children begin avoiding or withdrawing from deep friendships, from sharing their own failures, even successes, avoiding people in public, be having restricted friends. If they don't call me, I'm not going to call them. And there are some people who just come and take over and do things for us, support us, appreciate us. They're just full of that energy that you feel around them. No hesitation whatsoever. But some of us are shielding ourselves, covering ourselves, because that sense of belonging, sense that I am worthy of love from others was questioned when we were growing up. And that doesn't have to remain the way it is for me now, because I'm an adult. But it certainly is under question when the child is growing up in that environment. And many of us may also hesitate to stand up for what I believe, to say what is right, and accept when people question it back also. I say this system isn't right, but when the other person will give me an explanation why they think it is right and the reasons for which it is right, and maybe there are a few reasons for which it may not be right. So I'm probably looking at one thing that is not right, but I'm missing out on 5 things that are right. Then I should have that humility to accept it. I should not feel that I do not belong there or I'm not worthy of it. But typically that's what happens. So even when I'm abused, I'm neglected, I don't stand up for myself, because I don't think I am worthy of love, worthy of attention, worthy of belonging. As simple as that. Now, how can we as parents and teachers help child see that they're worthy of love and attention irrespective of the situation, unconditional? It is not because I did something right. When I was growing up, at least in some aspects, my father was just there, no expectations. He said, in fact, maybe I was in 5th, 6th standard, I don't remember. I cooked something and I couldn't eat it, but he did not complain. There was no change on his face and he ate it. And I was like wondering, how can he still eat? No complaint. Not very much of appreciation either. He didn't say, yeah, you have cooked good, this is your first time, fantastic. Nothing like that. And not even like, oh my God, what have you cooked? So right now I understand it. Maybe then I was looking for that appreciation. What I would have expected is, yes, you appreciate the efforts. Yeah, you have done it, you have put effort. Maybe salt is little less. And right now, if somebody does it, we hate it so much. We cook for you every day. One day there is less salt and you have to complain about it. But he was just present. He pretended as though nothing shifted. Everything was just perfect. That is one of the ways, where the child feels seen. I'm not criticized, neither am overly appreciated. what I do is just a matter of fact, unconditional. It's like I walk and I'm appreciated for for walking. It's only when I don't walk, maybe I had an accident, fall, I'm limping, and suddenly I'm walking fine, you see that stark difference. But this was process. And this is where when the child feels seen, I somehow feel I am worthy of their attention, their presence, my father's presence, my father's attention. And that was not just for me, that was his nature. He did not pretend to just encourage me or increase my self worth. That's who he was. We have talked about this in previous discussions. Children look at us, they imitate us. Initially, we imitate the gestures, the way I organize things, but next level of imitation is my inner movements, my attitudes. And somewhere in that regard, I saw my father being that way with me, with my cousins, with my neighbors, wherever we went. That's how he was. And somewhere we framed it, dad is like this. And it felt comfortable when you wanted to experiment something new. We knew he would eat it. Anything new you try, he'll be there to help if possible. And definitely to eat it, never complain. And that is one of the ways, in one of the areas, we have seen many different facets of human being. Just because my father was like this doesn't mean I have a great sense of self-worth. Because that comes in my father's presence for sure. But then maybe I went into school, I didn't do very well. My father was okay with it, but my school, I was compared with other students or teachers or uh, just general peer pressure. And maybe I lost it. Possibility is there. But at least having that one experience from a significant adult, be it my class teacher, be it my uncle, aunt, my grandparent, somewhere gives the child that strength that I am worthy of love and a sense of belonging. I belong to this place. Where I notice what is it to be like seen, right? The child needs to be seen. What does it mean? I notice the child's feelings. How is the child feeling? Are you feeling shy right now? Are you not comfortable coming out and talking to the stranger? That's okay. I'm not pushing them. I'm not comparing. But I'm not fixing. But I'm just putting words to their actions. So they don't feel that they are the ones who are being called. In this particular family that I visited, the two girls are being called, come outside here, talk to her, see who has come. And the more they are called out by their parents, the more the children are shy and withdrawn. They don't feel seen. They feel to come out and perform. Then say hi to her, say good morning to her, ask her name, who is she, do you remember her, all those questioning. It's like evaluating the child. And I did not even know their names. I had seen them in events, but I did not know. And I was also feeling awkward. But knowing myself now a little better, I just asked, what's your name? And I'm so and so. And kind of create that sense of ease when I'm not comfortable. That is somewhere feeling I self-worth for me too and for the children. Where the child's experience is not dismissed or corrected. The child will say, I saw a big ant. They'll make their hand that big and, they'll just describe. That's their experience. That's how they saw it. Maybe due to lack of words. Maybe they really saw it as humongous ant. We dismiss. What have you seen? Ants can never be that big. Come, show me. Let me see the ant. These are all corrections and dismissing. Telling the child that what you experienced is not the right experience. Something is wrong with it. Then the child's need, that feeling, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Is being questioned. And when that persistently repeats, children develop a sense of lack of self-worth. In every situation, I keep questioning myself. Am I worthy of it? Should I even go? Should I even participate? That is when being shy, being introvert, withdrawing, not performing to the best of my ability, they start showing up. Typically in the second stage of child development, 7 to 14 years of age, it starts showing up. And adults are again not being able to identify this. And we continue to give examples. Comparison is the enemy of building self-worth. The minute I compare, however subtle, there is a feeling that someone else is better than me. I'm not good enough. Right? That inner feeling, a sense of that feeling that I'm not good enough is a destroyer. It's so painful later on. We cannot verbalize it. Now that I'm an adult, I cannot say I don't have this self-worth, that I'm afraid to speak. No, then I start covering up layer by layer. People start overdoing, over talking. We see that, but again we don't feel what's going on, and it's very difficult to correct adults, especially in a common setup. We cannot even correct. We should not even correct. I was so tempted to tell the parents, let the girls be the way they are, but it's not very easily understood. Now, what do you mean? Should I, as a parent, should I not be correcting my children? My question would be, as a parent, should I not correct myself? The best thing, the CCTVs in schools are a blessing in some way. Because many a times there are so many blind spots. I don't see myself, the way I'm talking, the way I'm behaving. Many a times I wish we could just record the interaction between parents and children, just play it back. Do I really sound that bad? Do I really look that scary when I'm disciplining my child? And I need to awaken to that. So the child's presence matters more than the performance. Now, holding the child, making the child sit with me, that is my safety for the child, right? I feel safe. My parents are there with me. And then there is a guest who has come. So I keep talking to the guest while holding my child, while sitting next to my child, not pushing, not, of course you care for the guest, but not pushing the child away. And many a times I see that the parent the guest becomes more important than children. And even when there is this joint family, other person becomes more important than my child. So the child's performance, the need for the child to get attention is through performance. I need to do something good so I get seen, begins to build up. That is where the overperformance begins to come in, overdoing, people pleasing, all of those begin to come in. There is no psychological safety. The child does not feel safe enough. It may not be a dangerous situation, but within my family, I do not begin to feel safe enough with my own parents around, with my own grandparents around, because I don't see them being present for me or for anybody. I mean, only now when I started thinking about my father, I saw him very consistent across any relationships. He was just present 100%. And man of few words, he didn't speak much at all. No appreciation, no depreciation. But that consistency is what helps the child feel seen. I don't have to fight to belong to a place. So the best way to teach a child self-worth is to be simply present. That's a tough task, but that's the sure way to make the child feel belonged and loved. Thank you.